Tonight, police say they have caught the man who murdered one Phoenix priest and severely beat another. Thank you for choosing us today. I'm Steve Irvin.
And I'm Stephanie Hawkridge. The man in custody right now, a homeless ex-con with a history of violence and drug abuse.
Please state your name.
Gary Michael Moran.
And that's the accused killer at his first court appearance this morning. He appeared in a wheelchair and, besides saying his name and age, kept silent with his head down during most of the proceeding. We have live team coverage on the story. Katie Connor attended today's Requiem Mass for Father Walker.
But we begin with Navita Fergani and what police are saying about the accused murderer and this attack. Navita?
Well, Steve and Stephanie, they're saying that this was an extremely brutal attack. When investigators walked right in to the rectory over there, they saw that inside every single room was completely ransacked. There was blood all over the place. Now, investigators did get their first break when they received a tip from a woman who says she spoke to the suspect, Gary Moran, just after the attack. She told police that Moran admitted that he had fought the priests and asked her to hold a camera that investigators later found out belonged to Father Walker. She turned that over to police.
Believe or have sufficient information to make an arrest or anything else. Certainly it was at least part of our efforts to try and track him down, to try and keep an eye on him, if you will, to determine his whereabouts, what he was going to be doing.
Now, yesterday afternoon, DNA evidence did come back connecting Moran to the crime. And just a few hours later, police were able to track him down. They found him 2 miles from the church at a place called Connections, Arizona, also known as Urgent Psychiatric Care. Moran had checked himself in that day, but I did talk to some of the people that work there, and they would not tell me why he had checked himself in. I was looking through some court paperwork earlier this afternoon. Did say that he did admit to having drug abuse and some past convictions. So he has a history of drug abuse that we have found so far. Steve and Stephanie?
Navita, the police chief says he's a career criminal. What do we know about his criminal history?
Well, so far I found that he's been convicted of 4 felonies. The most recent was in 2005, where he was convicted of a similar crime, breaking into a man's house, stabbing him with a knife multiple times. The homeowner's 2 children were inside. Now, police knew there was a chance that he could get hurt. He got out early. He was supposed to be released from the DOC next year, but he did get out early, and just months later, obviously, he's now been arrested for doing something very similar. Steve?
Yeah. Such a violent history. You just got to wonder why he was released so early. Thanks so much, Navita.